Hi, welcome to the actual Git training timeline. Now we are going to create or initialize our very first Git repository for this Git training course. To create a Git repository, we can use either an existing folder or directory as a Git repository folder, or we can create a new folder. For the training purpose, I would like to create a new folder called Git Training version 1 inside my F folder. To enter into a particular disk of computer from terminal, we need to use cd space and then the disk representing the name with colon. Say for example, I would like to enter into the local disk F. Then I need to use cd space F followed by the colon. So let us see where we are at this moment using pwd. So we are in the admin location. Let us switch to the folder F using the command cd and then the disk name F followed by the colon. Now if we check the place using the command pwd, we can see we are at the directory F. Let us create a new folder for the Git training with the name, as I said earlier, that is Git training version 1 using the command mkdir, that is make a new directory at the path specified, or if you do not specify the path, it will create a directory inside the current directory where we are. In this case, we are at the directory F. So I would like to create a folder inside it. Git training version 1. Let us switch to the newly created folder using cd and then the folder name Git. In order to autofill the commands, we can use the tab. It will find the files or folders or the previously used commands and then it will autofill. We can also use the up and down arrow keys to switch between the different commands we have used previously. Now if I try tab, so it will autofill the file or folder name which it can detect. Now let us create a new file inside the folder using the command touch and then the file name. Say for example, here I would like to create a new file called example1 forloop.py. Once we create a new file, to see it, we can use the ls command. Let us create one more file using the touch command. Example 2 t function. T stands for a simple double function. Now check the number of files. Now we are ready to make our folder as a Git repository just by creating the folder and files the folder won't become a Git repository. For that, we need to use the command git init. Init stands for initialize the current folder or directory as the Git repository. So once we press the enter, the Git will initialize the current directory as an empty Git repository. And also we can observe the repository or the directory with the master branch. So this is the default main branch created by the git init command. The git init command will tell the git bash to use this folder as a Git repository, and then the git bash will convert this folder into a Git repository by creating a new .git folder inside the folder, and this folder will be hidden by the Git itself. To see this folder in our current Git repository, we can check the hidden items tool inside the View option of the Windows menu bar. If we check the hidden items, we can see the .git folder inside it, and also we can see the newly created files inside the Git repository Git training version 1. Now, to check the status of our Git repository at any point of time, we can use the command git status. We can see that two files are untracked at the moment and are showing in red color. It means they are untracked by the Git repository for the first time. Means Git identifies that these files are new to the Git repository, that is Git training version 1, and keeps them in the untracked status. Okay, right now we have created a new Git repository and also created new two files, example1 and example2 Python files. We came to know how to create a Git repository and also how to create files with the Git terminal. Suppose if we want to edit the text files or a script files inside the Visual Studio Code editor, which we have set as the default text editor for the Git terminal, we can use the command code and then the Git repository name. If we are outside the Git repository but inside the directory where the Git repository is at present, in order to show that I am just going back out of the Git repository using the command cd and then followed by the two dots. Now we are in the local disk app. Let us open the Git repository to add a text file or script file using the command code and then the repository or the directory name. So in our case, the repository Git training version 1. Wait for few seconds, then the Git repo will open in the Visual Studio Code editor. Now I will close this and show another way to open it. As I told you earlier, if we are already inside the Git repository, then we need to use the command code and then followed by the single dot. In order to show this, I will enter into the Git repository using the command cd. Now I am inside the Git repository. So in order to open this Git repository in the Visual Studio Code editor, we can use code followed by the single dot. Wait for a few seconds, then it will open the Visual Studio Code editor with the Git repository folder. Here we can see the newly created two files, example1 and example2 Python files. And also, if you observe the Visual Studio Code editor, you can see the two folder files, example1 and example2, are untracked with the letter U. Means the two files in the Git repository are untracked. Okay, this is the way we can open the Git repository in the default text editor. Finally, I would like to show one more command which is very helpful for getting instant help on any topic or command of the Git, that is Git and then the help topic followed by the -- help. Once we type this in our Git terminal, say for example for the git init command, a new browser will open with the help information and we can see the help for the command we are interested in. That is, here we have used git init and hence it is showing the info on git init. Suppose if we wanted to get the help on git add command, we can do so using the git add followed by the -- help. And here we can see the detailed info and git add command. Okay, this is how we can get help on any topic or command of the Git. Now we are ready to do our first commit on the Git repository, and for that let us move on to the next lesson.